The day it happened began like any other quiet cycle on the outer rim. Alien patrol fleets drifted through the dark, watching the borders of the human sphere. The alien empire had grown used to ignoring humans. To them, humanity was a small species with small technology and small dreams. Humans built fast ships, yes, and clever machines, but nothing truly powerful. Nothing that could threaten an empire that had existed for 10,000 years. And that was why the first strange reading was ignored, on a cold silver bridge, inside patrol ship Varnik 77. Commander Kurok studied a blinking warning on his screen. An energy signature was forming inside the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. A massive one. A reading so large it should have belonged to a supercapital empire ship. Kurok frowned. Impossible, he muttered. Humans did not have the resources or intelligence to create something this big. The sensors had to be wrong. So he dismissed it. Hours passed. Then the reading doubled. Soon. Alien comms channels across the sector filled with confused reports. Unstable energy spike detected. Unknown structure forming. Mass displacement increasing beyond projections. Finally, Kurok ordered his fleet to move closer. As the patrol ships approached the asteroid belt, the strange signature pulsed like a heartbeat. Whole asteroids shifted out of their natural paths, as if something inside the belt was rearranging space itself. Kurok stared at the hologram. He had seen human outposts before, small stations, mining ships, maybe a few defense drones. But whatever this was, it was too large, too advanced. What are the humans doing? His second officer whispered. No one knew. The fleet entered the inner belt. The moment they did, their scanners overloaded. Waves of blue energy rippled across space, distorting everything around them. Kurok felt his claws tremble on the console. Bring visual feed. He ordered. The screen flickered. And then the image appeared. Something enormous was rising from inside the asteroid field, larger than anything humans had ever built. Larger than anything the Empire had allowed them to build. It was a titanic metal structure, kilometers long, shaped like a giant spear fused with a fortress. Its surface glowed with moving blue lights that crawled like living circuits. Chunks of asteroids floated around it as if pulled by invisible gravity. The alien crew fell silent. That cannot be human, one officer whispered. Humans cannot build at this scale. This breaks every rule of physics we know. Kurok felt fear for the first time in decades. And then the structure moved, not slowly. Not like a construction station. It moved with purpose. A deep hum vibrated through space as the three main cores of the structure awakened, glowing like newborn stars. Kurok stood speechless. Every instinct told him to run. Suddenly a new signal appeared on the screen. Human origin. Earth command encryption. Active broadcast. The message played automatically, and a calm human voice filled the alien bridge. To any observing fleets, this is Project Goliath. Stand clear. Activation sequence has begun. Project Goliath. The name meant nothing to the aliens, but to humans, especially the leaders of Earth, it meant everything. On Earth, deep under the surface in a hidden command bunker, Admiral Cale Rowan watched the same activation through a secure feed. His face was calm, but his heart was heavy. He knew what was coming. He knew the alien empire would see this as a threat. He knew they would not accept humanity building something beyond their control. And he knew that Goliath's activation could not be stopped. Rows of officers stood behind him, watching the Titan-class construct awaken. "Sir," one whispered, "should we inform the colonies?" "Not yet," Rowan replied. "The Empire will strike first. They always do." The bunker shook for a moment as the entire human defense network aligned with Goliath's systems. It was like linking a mountain to a tree. Power flowed in impossible amounts. A Patara. Young technician stared at the readings and whispered, "Sir, humans should not be able to build this." Rowan gave a small, tired smile. "That's exactly what the Empire thinks. That's why they will fear us." Back in the asteroid belt, the alien patrol fleet watched as Goliath unfolded. Massive wings extended outward, glowing with quantum blue patterns. The ship the Titan reached full power. Then its engines awakened, releasing shock waves that pushed asteroids aside like dust. Kirok whispered, "This is not a human ship. This is a warning." The Titan slowly rotated, not toward Earth, not toward human space, but toward the alien fleet. It had detected them. A single blue light focused on the patrol ships. Turok felt his blood run cold. "Retreat!" he shouted. "Retreat at once!" But it was too late. A wave of energy pulsed from Goliath's core. Not a weapon, just a calibration burst. But it shattered half the asteroid field and disabled every alien ship within its radius. Alarms screamed across the bridge. Screens went dark. Engines shut down. The alley asterisk. When the first report reached the alien Empire's High Council, the chamber fell silent. The message was short and full of panic. Something never seen from a patrol fleet. Humans have activated a Titan-class construct. We cannot fight. We cannot scan. We cannot move. The council members, thousands of years old, proud and powerful, refused to believe it. They had always seen humans as a small, noisy species that spread fast but broke easily. A species without discipline. A species without vision. A species that upgraded guns instead of building wonders. So how could humans create something the Empire itself could not understand? The Supreme Chancellor, a tall scaled being named Vorka Than, slammed his staff on the ground. "This is a lie," he growled. "A malfunction. A sensor glitch. Humans cannot build something of that scale." Yet the images on the screen did not lie. Every new report showed the same thing. A colossal human construct drifting through the asteroid belt, glowing with blue quantum energy, bending gravity as it moved. One counselor whispered, "If this is true, humans have broken our laws of physics." Another replied, trembling, "And if they can build one, they can build more." Fear spread through the High Council like wildfire. Meanwhile, the broken patrol fleet drifted helplessly back toward the Empire's border. Every ship was damaged, their systems burned out by Goliath's activation pulse. Commander Kurok was carried into a medical wing, still shaking. "They didn't attack us," he whispered to the doctors. "They didn't even look at us. We were nothing to them. Do you understand?" "Nothing." The medical officer frowned. "Are you saying humanity built something that sees us as insects?" Kurok nodded slowly, his eyes empty. "It wasn't a ship. It was a warning. A warning that humans are no longer behind us. They are ahead." The Empire could no longer deny it. Humans had become a threat. In the human command bunker on Earth, Admiral Cale Rowan prepared for the inevitable. He knew the Empire would not wait. He knew they would strike before humanity could finish its preparations. The defense screens glowed with reports of enemy fleets mobilizing. Every hour the numbers grew higher. 10 fleets leaving the northern border, 7 more from the eastern arm. Main Empire battle groups changing course toward Seoul. One officer whispered, "Sir, this is a full mobilization. They're preparing for extermination." Rowan closed his eyes for a moment. "So it begins," he said quietly. Humanity had hoped to avoid war. They had hoped to finish Goliath before conflict arrived. They had hoped the Empire would listen, but hope was not a strategy. 3 days later, the Empire's first strike fleet arrived, 2,000 warships, 4 dreadnoughts, a swarm of fighters that could blot out light. They appeared at the edges of the solar system, silent, cold, and ready to destroy. On the command deck of the Empire's lead dreadnought, Admiral Zorvac watched Earth through holographic projection. "This is your final cycle," he said. "Your machine has challenged the Empire. Your species will be erased." He raised a clawed hand. "Begin the cleansing." The alien fleet advanced toward the inner planets. On Mars, human outposts braced for impact. Sirens echoed across the red deserts. Soldiers armed themselves. Civilians fled into underground shelters. On Luna Base, defensive lasers activated for the first time in decades. On Earth, the skies darkened with incoming evacuation shuttles. Commander Elias Ward stood on the Earth Defense Tower, watching the enemy markers crawl closer on the giant tactical screen. "How long until they reach us?" he asked. 4 hours, the operator replied. "Sir, they're not sending warnings. No communication attempts. No demands. This is a total destruction order." Ward nodded. "Just as Rowan predicted, prepare all planetary shields," he said, "and activate every defense grid. Earth will not fall today." In the asteroid belt, Project Goliath floated silently in the shadows. The Titan construct had not fully powered up yet. Its core needed hours, maybe days, to stabilize after activation. Inside, human engineers worked nonstop. Dozens of Neuralink pilots trained in cold simulation rooms. Rows of AI modules flashed with data as ancient systems awakened. A young pilot named Lyra Torres stared at the glowing core through a reinforced window. "It looks alive," she whispered. Her captain nodded. "It is alive in a way. And if we don't finish activation in time, we die." Suddenly the alarm blared. Empire fleet detected. Direct course to Earth. The entire Titan trembled. "They're bypassing the belt," the operator shouted. "They're heading straight for the homeworld." Captain Hale turned toward his crew. "No more delays," he said. "We activate at 60%. If Goliath falls now, humanity falls with it." The crew exchanged fearful looks. Activating a Titan early was dangerous. The core. The news spread across the Empire like fire moving across dry grass. The humans had activated their secret prototype. No one knew its real name, no one understood how it worked. But every spy report, every satellite capture, every frightened whisper said the same thing. The impossible ship is awake, high above a silent blue moon. The human prototype drifted slowly out of its hangar. Its huge metal wings unfolded like the arms of a waking giant. Its engines did not glow like normal ships. Instead, the space behind it bent and twisted, pulling light into strange shapes. This was not normal technology. This was not something the Empire had seen in any war. This was something humans were not supposed to be able to build from the Imperial Command Tower. The alien High Council watched the footage again and again. "Pause there," one of them said, voice shaking. The screen froze, showing the human ship pulling free of gravity as if weight did not matter. "This is not fusion drive," another whispered. "This is something beyond our science, and they were never supposed to reach this level," a commander growled, slamming his hand on the table. "The humans were always behind us. Always slower, always weaker. But now, all of them could see the truth. Humanity had jumped several centuries of advancement in a single step. While the Empire panicked, the humans stayed calm. Deep inside the prototype's control room, Captain Mira Hayes stood with her crew. She was known for being steady, quiet, and focused even in danger. Her voice filled the room, warm and strong. "Everyone breathe," she said. "This ship listens to us." "And it learns," the crew nodded, though their faces showed a mix of fear and excitement. They all knew this mission would change the future. They all knew the Empire would not stay silent after seeing this ship. The prototype hummed as systems came online, one by one. Golden symbols lit up along its curved walls. The ship felt alive, almost like a creature waking after a long sleep. Engine core stable, one officer reported. Shield resonance locked, another said. Mira watched the readings with care. Every value looked perfect, almost too perfect, as if the ship wanted to impress them outside. The Empire's spy ships kept their distance. Trembling at what they saw, the prototype suddenly shifted position, jumping from one side of the moon to the other in one blink. No warp tunnel, no energy surge, no warning. Just instant movement across thousands of kilometers. One alien pilot screamed through the comms, "That is impossible. Ships cannot move like that." But the human ship moved anyway. Effortless, silent, powerful. Inside the Empire's war room, fear turned into anger. "We must strike now," the Supreme Commander shouted. "If the humans master this technology, the Empire is finished." The Council argued, shouted, and blamed each other. But one fact remained solid and heavy like a mountain. The humans had something no other species could match. Meanwhile, aboard the prototype, Mira stood in front of the central console. A bright circle of light floated above it, forming shapes like flowing water. "Ship," she said softly. "Run full system test." The light pulsed in response. As if nodding, suddenly, a deep vibration shook the entire vessel. Not violent, but powerful. The crew looked around in shock. "What was that?" someone asked. Mira stared at the screen, her heartbeat rising. "That," she said slowly, "is the ship connecting to something." A new symbol appeared on the console, one that no human engineer had ever seen. "Do we know what it means?" an officer whispered. Mira shook her head. "No," she said. "But I think the ship does." Before anyone could react, the prototype released a wave of energy. Silent, invisible, but strong. Far away. The Empire's detection arrays went wild, alarms screaming in every language. "What are they doing?" an alien general shouted. "Is this a weapon?" But it was not a weapon. The prototype was marking every Imperial warship in the region. Softly, quietly, without them ever noticing. Like a hunter tagging prey before the real hunt began. Mira looked at the readings and felt her breath freeze. The ship had mapped the entire battlefield within seconds. Every enemy ship, every station, every hidden drone, all revealed in clean, perfect detail. "Captain," her first officer whispered. "This ship is too advanced." Mira nodded slowly. "Yes," she said. "And now the Empire is terrified. And they should be. Because the human prototype was not built to defend. It was built to end wars, and the Empire had no idea what was coming next. The Empire had never known fear like this for 1,000 years. They ruled the stars with iron fleets and unbreakable laws, but now, one human prototype ship had shaken their confidence to the core. Across their worlds, leaders whispered in dark rooms, asking the same question: how did humans build something we cannot fight? The Empire's High Council gathered around a massive holographic map. Thousands of red dots showed their battle groups. Ready for war? Only one blue dot glowed on the map. The human prototype, just one ship, yet that one blue dot made every red one look small. "We strike now," the Supreme Commander said, his voice sharp and cold. "We gather our strongest fleets, our oldest weapons, our forbidden technologies. We will crush the humans before they finish their new war machine." But one old counselor shook his head slowly. "If we fail," he warned, "the Empire will lose everything." His voice was ignored. Fear makes even great powers blind. Soon, across the entire Empire, ancient vaults unlocked. Massive shipyards roared to life, colossal warships, built centuries ago and hidden away, rose from dark stations. The Empire was gathering a force so large the galaxy had not seen it in ages. Their final hope, their last gamble. Meanwhile, the human prototype drifted near the asteroid belt. Waiting, inside its command room, Captain Mira Hayes studied new readings. Her ship had scanned the entire region, marking every enemy movement. She saw the Empire forming something huge, something dangerous, something desperate. "We do not have time," Mira said quietly. Her crew looked at her with tense eyes. They knew the Empire would not stop. They knew an attack was coming that could crush worlds. The prototype hummed as if listening. Its glowing inner core pulsed with calm blue light. Almost like the ship was reassuring them, almost like it wanted to protect them. Mira placed her hand on the console. "Ship," she said softly. "Show me their plan." Instantly, the center of the room lit up with a massive projection. Lines of red symbols formed around a cluster of world's human colonies. The Empire was not coming for the prototype first. They were going for the colonies, wipe out the humans, then destroy the machine. Her officers gasped. "They want to break humanity before fighting us," one whispered. Mira nodded, her jaw tight. "We cannot let that happen." On the Empire's flagship, Admiral Zorvak stood before his massive fleet. His ship stretched across the black sky like a metal storm. He raised his claws toward the view. "Today," he announced, "the humans learn their place. Fire engines, jump to the human colonies." His fleet disappeared into warp space in one wave of red light. Every ship armed, every commander ready. This would be the largest attack in centuries. And they believed victory was certain, but the prototype was already moving. The ship sensed the enemy's jump before humans even confirmed it. It tilted its huge wings and opened its engine cores, bending space around it. Lights flickered as the ship prepared something dramatic, something only it could do. Mira felt the deck shake as the ship began a strange energy buildup. "Is it preparing for warp?" one officer asked. "No," Mira said softly, eyes widening. "It's preparing for something faster." A flash of white-blue light filled the command room. For one moment, all sound vanished. For one moment, everyone felt weightless. Then space tore open in front of the prototype. A perfect tunnel of folded light formed, something no human ship had ever created. "Everyone hold on," Mira shouted. The ship surged forward, and in an instant, the prototype outran the Empire's entire fleet. Not through warp, not through jump drive, but through something entirely new. The Empire fleet exited warp near the human colony of Lumen 5. Zorvak smiled as he prepared to fire, but his smile died instantly. A giant shadow appeared above the colony. Blocking their path, the prototype had arrived first. Its wings glowed like burning stars as it activated a barrier around the entire colony. A shimmering blue shield expanded outward, covering the world like a protective bubble. Alien torpedoes hit the shield and disintegrated instantly. Shockwaves shook the Empire fleet. Their ships drifted in panic, engines failing. Zorvak stared in disbelief. That ship. It crossed the stars faster than warp. "This is impossible." Mira watched the enemy fleet from her command room. She did not smile, she did not celebrate, she simply said, "If you want to reach humanity, you must go through us first." The Empire fleet hesitated for the first time. They felt something stronger than fear. They felt doubt. The prototype floated in silent defiance, a single ship standing between a world and an empire. A single ship rewriting the rules of war, and the Empire realized their last gamble might already be lost.